Hello, how y'all doing out there? It's a tropical heat wave. It's actually 32 degrees out here this morning. Stuff is melting. It's hard to believe. And it's kind of weird too because the weather's going to shoot up like into the 40s or something like that, and then by the weekend we're going to be back into the single digits. This is winter in Ohio. See, this is why I don't buy, like I said, a lot of people, I don't know what your view is. This is mine. This is why I don't buy the whole global warming thing. Half the time they can't predict the weather it's going to happen a week from now, yet you're going to tell me what's going to happen 100 years or 500 years from now. Like I said, folks, where I'm sitting right now in this parking lot, just about, say, 10, 20,000 years ago, was underneath a sheet of ice like 2 miles thick. That was called the Ice Age. I believe that's when I think the Younger Dryas ended around 12,000 years ago, something like that. And that's what they think accounts for a lot of the descriptions of the flood. Like I said, I don't, there's like countless descriptions in every major religion and, gosh, folklore going across the planet about a flood. And chances are it ties to that. And it's kind of weird because before we go into the convention stuff, I wanted to mention this. The big explanation for the mass extinction of larger mammals that came, not so long ago, because there used to be like elephants and all that in America and all that, things like that, was that we came across the land bridge and killed them all. That was the best they had. Ugh. But it turns out, no, scientists are now finally accepting the fact that something else struck the planet. Now, don't go panicking yet. As far as I know, there's nothing's going to hit the planet that we know of. But okay. Okay, next. Well, yeah, we're going to turn in the drink. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Oh, man, Orphan 55. Benny! Okay, now the reason why this is called the convention stuff is because apparently there was some hubbub about this on Facebook that Sacha Dhawan and Mandeep Gill are already on the schedule for Gallifrey 1. And there's speculation already that Jodie Whittaker will probably be on that list for too long, because we do know she's already going to be attending London Film and Comic-Con come next month. And like I said, it must be nice because none of the local conventions are going to be able to afford that type of lineup. But a lot of people have been going on and on and on about convention prices, autograph prices, and things like that lately. And if you want to point to somebody for how much you're paying for an autograph and the reason why that price is ridiculous, go watch one of the videos of when a star comes out in public and you've got all these people there lined up. Now, some of them folks out there are fans of that particular star. Others are autograph dealers or people who've been paid by autograph dealers to show up and get as many autographs as they can so they can get like a couple of shekels into their pocket and pass it on to somebody else who's going to make some moolah on the internet. And I remember all this because there was a whole buttload of them. If you ever watched the video of when Jodie Whittaker, after she was first announced, she came out at BBC Two and she signed like everybody's stuff. And then you got this whole line of guys standing back there and they've all got a stack of photos, literally almost as thick as a magazine. Those guys are autograph dealers or working for autograph dealers. Matter of fact, they use all kinds of tricks. Like there was one I know of that wet, cold, and overcast. Yeah, you're like my friend Steven in Wales, because it's always effing rain in there, according to him. Yeah. That's one of his favorite lines in the world. But I'm not kidding, and that's why you're paying money. I'm not kidding. The afternoon after, well, actually, no, it was later that afternoon. They already had photos of Jodie Whittaker going on eBay autographed for like $100 or £100, whatever it was at the time. And it was the same thing when Peter Capaldi did. A lot of the people who started showing up to set, and I love how they're jumping on the quote unquote set watchers or whatever. And it's like, Yet, you know, you have all these guys showing up and they're collecting autographs, this thing, turn around and sell them. And of course, everybody's like, they seem to think that, well, if I personalize the autograph, then you can't sell it. Wrong. They got a nifty little thing. I can't remember the actual chemical composition. All they do is they take a little cotton swab of this, they dip it in this stuff, and boom, the dedication's gone with no damage to the photo. And you've got signature right there. And that's why a lot of artists are varying their signatures like crazy. But it doesn't matter. People will still buy it. And I keep telling people, do not buy autographs off the internet. And it's like, because all you're doing is you are funding these jackals. I actually had one who joined the Omega Files crew for a bit, and I'm sitting there going, because they were proud of what they did. And I was like, eventually, within a couple of weeks, we did have a falling out because they turned out to be a spoiled, entitled brat. But that's a whole nother story. Trust me, if I told you that story, it would curl your hair. Ugh. The devil comes in pretty faces. I know that much. Oh, man. Ooh. I said comes in pretty faces, not what you thinking, you filthy, dirty birdies. Now, but yeah, that's what's going on at cons. Why do you think they're charging so much for these appearances and stuff? Also, you got to remember, they have to pay, you know, the artist also has to pay the agent. The con gets their slice of it. And of course, and that's why these things are going up. Like I said, you know, even Matt Smith played the game, but like I said, you know, in his case, I have to defend him on this, and it hurts me. You know, it's what the prices that are set, and it usually doesn't have anything to do with the actor. That's, you know, usually the agent and the con doing that. So yeah, but it's kind of sad because I'd like to see, you know, one of the modern doctors come to like Chicago TARDIS, but you know, I know their budget is limited and all that. Yeah, the most expensive autograph I think I have, and I paid $80 for it. It was $5 for the photo and $75 for the signature. And the only reason I paid that much is because I got it in person. And I knew for a fact there was no way in hell this person was coming back to Ohio. And it was Patrick Stewart. And I was like, so I got to meet Patrick Stewart for like 2 minutes. And like I said, he, you know, but also what came out of that was John Delancey sitting right next to him. And my wife was talking to John Delancey while I was waiting in line. Then we talked to John Delancey for a couple of minutes. But the thing is, I don't like to do that myself. It's not that I'm, you know, antisocial or anything. It's just I turn around and there's like 100 people behind me, you know. And yeah, that's what I've heard, that Jodie's prices aren't actually that bad given the con. And yet she's still being, you know, criticized and all that. I'm dying laughing because there's people still on Facebook putting up, you know, posts every single time. Like, you know, every time I do a video and I shared it, they had a picture of Jodie Whittaker on the cover of it, on the thumbnail, boom, out they come. And it's like, every time now you see a photo of Jodie or Chibnall or anything like that, they should fire them both. And I'm like, and I died laughing because this person went into a mile-long, you know, rant after what I said. And because I couldn't help myself, I actually typed this. I'm like, talk about dense. They've already left the show. The show, their part of Doctor Who wrapped October of last year. And yet here you are sitting there demanding they be fired. Talk about dense. So it's like, get over it already. They're already gone. You know, and if you don't believe it, start jamming the song by the Eagles, because they're already gone. Because their bit of Doctor Who ended October 13th of last year as far as filming goes. They're done. So don't run around demanding they be fired, because they're already gone. They're done. They're over. Why are they still complaining? 2 more specials and you ain't got to worry about it anyway. Maybe it's because they have a disagreement with the BBC representative that's apparently been sent to their house with a shotgun and has it pointed to their head and making them watch every episode. Because obviously we've lost the ability to click on a mouse or click on a remote. If you don't like it, don't watch it. And as I've said 100 times before, I knew the second, you know, I saw the trailer for Starship Dysentery, I wasn't going to watch it. And I didn't watch it. And I haven't watched it. Never will watch it. I love Picard though, because Picard like is a take on the future after Star Trek Next Generation. They don't go into any of that malarkey. Thank God. That's it. I wish everybody would get off this prequel kick. It's like, really? You can't come up with a better storyline that takes place after something we've seen? Or are you just that threatened by the future that you're going to try to rewrite the past to make it better? Oy vey. Will Bad Wolf have a big influence? I would say so. Given the fact that they're co-producing the show, the BBC's in trouble with the license fee being frozen and all that. And I think that's what partially brought this around, because I got a source now telling me the deal with Bad Wolf and all that was in motion before Series 13. Because they can see what's going on with the future of BBC productions. So this whole thing with RT and all that is probably not a surprise to the people who are in the know, because it's been going on a while, apparently, at least. But it's like, I can see why they're coming, and I love how everybody's on the road to it's damage control because of the low ratings. And I'm like, no, it's because nobody wants to run the show. Russell T Davies stepped in, I think, and saved the show, because the BBC was going to probably either just shut it down because nobody wanted to run it, or put it on a miniature hiatus till they conned some poor idiot to run it. All right, yeah, I've read that rumor, and like I said, we've had rumors like this 100 times before. To me, it's just the one way of that what's his name, the cigarette guy, can keep his name out there ever so often. Philip Morris. I know I made a joke. I'm sorry, but it's like, I'm not kidding. I begin to think that every now and then he's got somebody in his office who runs out and starts these rumors just so he can stay significant. Because it's been this many years now, and in the one episode I thought for sure they would find, at least all the pieces or most of the pieces of, was Marco Polo. And it's like, because it was the most distributed out of all the missing episodes. And I've talked about the David Tennant 14th Doctor thing before. You may want to rewind to a video I did over a week ago saying, and the next Doctor is, and the 14th Doctor is, and that's because, and I've talked about this on Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Go check out their channel and subscribe. And because they're out there and all that, and they got their hearts in the right places. I'm hearing some really weird things, like there's going to be 3 specials, and then the Series 14 might be only 8 episodes. You think they'll blame Chibnall for that if that comes to pass? Probably will, because apparently he's become the whipping boy of Doctor Who. But okay, so as far as the convention thing goes, we have to grin and bear it, because that's the nature of the beast. And like I said, it's usually the artist has nothing to do with it. And from what I've heard, someone said earlier, Jodie's stuff is pretty reasonably priced as far as London Film Comic Con goes. Well, like I said, if we're let's see how things are going in 2025 for we start doing a separate anniversary for the news show. Why not? They already had their 8th anniversary special in 2013. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, folks, I just looked at the clock. I got about 2 or 3 minutes where I got to run in. So please, if you don't like prices at a con, chances are it's not the artist's fault. Don't blame them. It's usually, due to inflation. It's due to, autographs. Like I said, people are picking up autographs. Like, to give you an example, when David Prowse was here, and I knew he was probably not coming back either, because this was at a time when his health was already way going down there. And there was a guy, we waited, for David Prowse to come down. We're figuring, because I heard he'd been ill the night before, so we just stood there, waited patiently, and then the line finally starts moving. There's a guy, like 3 guys in front of me in line, Come to find out, he had signed up for 25 autographs. And I'm like, and the con allowed this? It's like, talk about there should be a limit, because I know exactly for at least 24 of those signature photographs are going. He's going to sit on them and wait until, at that time when this was going on, he was going to sit on them and wait till, Dave passed, and then he's going to have them out on the internet, the following week, if not sooner. And sure enough, a lot of them were. Well, folks, I got to get going. I literally got a minute. So please, be kind, be safe, be careful out there. Take care, enjoy your day. Hopefully we'll see you in the near future. Have a good one.